everyone, my name is Roya and this is my wrap-up part 1 for February. I did read 2 books this month and I read 3 books this month and I also DNF'd 2 books this month so far. So this is a little bit late in the month to do a wrap-up part 1, but not by like a whole lot, so whatever. So essentially the 2 books that I DNF'd are The Palace of Illusions and Daughter of Sand and Stone, both books that I was very excited to read, but they both ended up being not for me for pretty much the same reasons. They just kind of lacked character depth, and they started off really good, but then I didn't care what was happening to the characters anymore. Everything that happened was a little bit generic, and I was just kind of meh, and I just didn't really care. They both have really interesting settings and a lot of kind of interesting stuff going on, but for the most part, I just felt like just a lot of stuff was not quite there for me, and I'm not really going to go into it that much, but I got over 200 pages into each of these and I just decided to quit reading them. So 2 of the books that I read this month were The Final Six and The Life Below, both by Alexandra Monir. They are the first 2 books in this series, and Alexandra Monir is a very versatile author. Everything she writes is completely different from each other. I have now read all but one of her books, and I do actually have it. It is right there. But yeah, so basically, all of her books are all completely different from each other, so you never really know what you're gonna get. They're all totally different genres, everything, and I ended up absolutely loving both of these books so much. So The Final Six follows these teenagers who are basically they've been chosen to kind of be vetted for like which ones are going to be the ones who go to space to find a different planet to live on, which is basically one of Mars's moons. And they're all teenagers because teenagers are really healthy and really like full of whatever energy and things. And then also just, they're all very gifted in different ways. Like they're all really, really advanced for their age in like whatever field basically. And they've already like completed all this stuff basically. So it's all pretty believable. And Alexandra Monir went to talk to people at NASA and stuff as part of her like research for this, and it is so, you can really tell how much thought went into these books. It's incredible. And then this book, The Life Below, is the second one. It just came out today as I'm filming this, but basically last Tuesday as you're watching this, or this past Tuesday as you're watching this. So essentially this one follows the ones who are picked and whatnot as they actually go and find out what's going on that moon. So it's kind of insane, and I don't want to give away anything, but basically this whole series is so full of cliffhangers and things that really keep you guessing the entire time, right up to the end. I could seriously not put either of these books down. I was so addicted. So this one was actually sent to me by Megan Beatty at Megan Beatty Communications, and I hadn't actually read the first one, and I had just been thinking that I hadn't and how weird it was that I hadn't yet, and so I hightailed it over to the library and immediately read it. So I really, really think that this series deserves way more hype than it's gotten. It's incredible, and I gave this one 5 stars. I gave the first one 4 stars. They're so good, like seriously. And the main character, one of the 2 main characters whose points of views we follow throughout this series, is actually an Iranian American, and that makes me super excited. I mean, I know that the author is Iranian American as well, but like she hadn't written any Iranian American characters into any of her books before, so I was really, really excited to see that she did with this one. And finally, I read Bloodleaf by Crystal Smith. This is a rather loose-ish retelling of The Goose Girl, only with a lot more kind of stuff that's really interesting about it, and it's just really insane. So I really, really enjoyed this book as well. I gave it 4 stars. So this has been a really good reading month. Some of the things in it are really predictable because I've read obviously I'm familiar with the source material, but I also have read a lot of the Goose Girl retellings, obviously. So I kind of guessed at a lot of the stuff that was going on. It was not surprising to me at all, but some of the stuff actually was really really unpredictable as well to me. And then there was a lot more to it as well that's not anything like that actual Goose Girl either. So it's definitely really good and I highly recommend it. That was my reading experience for the first half of February. Let me know if you've read any of these books, what your thoughts on them were, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!